Danielle Clance, manager of Biz Events, a division of the Business Journal. And I'm here today to talk about our upcoming event, Legacy Awards. And with me is Jim Gaspo, who is the president of RBS Citizens and Citizens Bank here in New York. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Joelle.
So, as our presenting sponsor for this exciting event, where, as you know, we're honoring 5 individuals who have just given such a tremendous contribution to our community and leaving legacies. You are backing this event for what reasons?
Well, I think in tribute really to these organizations and these companies, because as you've pointed out, they've had an enormous impact on the quality of life in central, northern, and the southern tier in New York State. Not only through the number of people that they employ, but the investments that they've made, and as importantly, all of them, both individually and as entities, as organizations, they've been very philanthropic. So they've touched and enhanced the quality of life in the central New York community in many ways. So it's really a tribute to them for all the wonderful things that they do in the community on a daily basis.
And so let's talk about who these honorees are. One of our first ones is Bill Byrne of Byrne Dairy.
Yep.
What thoughts do you have about Bill and his company?
Well, I think it's a company that doesn't stand still. It's a company that continues to reinvest in itself. I think when you look at their Ultra Dairy investment, that's a business line that really didn't exist a decade ago. So that they had the foresight to really see what the next generation of product is for them. But at the same time, and I can say this firsthand from working with Bill at the Salvation Army, Bill and Byrne Dairy are extremely philanthropic. And I think it really shows their commitment to the community and how much they have vested in the success of Central New York. I mean, Bill's just an incredible individual.
Yeah, he is. He definitely deserves the honor.
Yep.
And the next individual who I know you have a really great relationship with is Judd Gostin of Census Corp, who originally was the starting originator. Yeah,
I mean, Judd is a story of true entrepreneurism and capitalism. I have such a high level of respect for Judd and his team and his wife Roz. I mean, here's an individual that basically bought out a division of General Electric during the Walsh era, and Judd had the foresight not only to see that there was a core business there that could be broken apart from GE, but a business that could grow. And I don't think many people realized that Census Corporation, their products are placed throughout the world. Most of the major airports, the international airports throughout the world, utilize Census products. And they've just, I think when you think about someone who had a vision and someone who was willing to put forth not only their time and effort, but quite honestly, their personal wealth, Judd and Roz did just an incredible job building Census Corp along with their team.
Yeah. I agree. Couldn't agree with you more. And you speak so highly of him. So, and as our presenting sponsor, you know, we have 3 other individuals that you were excited to back up.
Sure.
And one being Ray Halbritter of the United Nation Enterprises.
I think Ray, like Judd, saw something that no one else saw. When you think about, you know, as you used to drive down the Thruway East 3 decades ago, clearly Verona has been changed in a very positive way. And really, Ray, along with many other nation members, had the foresight to see that they were going to make an investment to improve the quality of life, not only for their own nation members, but quite honestly, to create meaningful opportunity, employment opportunities for thousands of individuals here in Central New York. And I think Ray and the Turning Stone, along with the Oneida Indian Nation Enterprises, came along at a critical point in time when many of our major manufacturers were either shrinking staff or reducing or maybe even leaving the area. But Ray had the internal fortitude along with the nation members to invest in a community because he believed in the community. And I think what's also nice to see about Ray and the nation members, they've helped keep another local company, Hoffman Company, the sausage manufacturer, local. That business just as easily could have been sold to an out-of-town owner. That business may have been lost. So I think Ray and the Nation members really back up what they say. They are committed to Central New York and our quality of life.
Yeah, his contributions have been extensive.
Enormous.
Yeah. So how about Mac McMurray of CNS Companies?
You know, when I think about Mac, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Mac for, well, going on 2 decades now, I just think of someone with incredible amount of integrity. Someone who just is always willing to lend a helping hand, not only to his companies, but to a number of charities. I mean, there are a handful of charities that I can think of that have truly benefited from Mac's direct involvement, and he got CNS to get involved as well. So there's a company that has taken their services throughout the United States and in some respects globally.
Yeah.
So I think, like many of our other recipients tonight, Mac truly had a vision, and he's just a great example of what all of us want to have in a leader, someone who we're willing to follow, someone who has that high level of personal integrity, somebody who's committed, somebody who's willing to lead by example. And I think Mac is just a wonderful individual.
And last we have Joe
Yep.
Morabito, and he is with Morabito's
Yep.
holding company. So tell me, or incorporated, excuse me. Tell me your thoughts of that last honoree of our
Sure.
5.
I think Joe and the Morabito family is a classic example of someone who is not willing to stand still. They want to continue to reinvest in themselves and expand not only geographically, but also within their industry. I mean, you've got, I believe, a fuel oil distribution business, you've got a C-store business. I mean, this company has invested dramatically in multiple different companies, while at the same time expanding their geographic reach. And I think, again, that takes an awful lot of faith in yourself and your team to be willing to make that investment.
Yeah. So clearly your company looks to these 5 amazing honorees as prime examples, and you follow their lead, and you're been doing some expanding yourself. Can you share with us, I know you're starting to export a lot more, or have your clients get into more international trade. Can you share with us a little bit about that and where you're headed, the direction you're headed in?
Well, I think we try to deliver a best-in-class global platform, but deliver it locally. So we're a company that has physical locations in 42 different countries and most of the continents throughout the world. So what we try to do is leverage our in-market expertise along with what I think is a best-in-class product set to help our local companies, whether they be in Central New York, Northern New York, or the Southern Tier, to take advantage of those export and import opportunities. We have a number of examples. We regularly leverage the Exim Bank to help companies who are looking to finance receivables that are derived from international customers. We constantly look to support our companies in their joint ventures, where they've invested in a joint venture internationally. We will leverage our RBS parent to finance those businesses if it makes sense in market, in country, so that you don't have the repatriation issues that you have from a tax standpoint, and you also eliminate some of the currency risk. So I think simplistically what we're trying to do is just help our clients and the local businesses grow internationally, because clearly we're in a global market, and we have to help our companies be as competitive as they can be in a global market.
So you're definitely clearly making an impact here locally and contributing to those small businesses and mid-market businesses. So, and we couldn't put on this great event without Citizens Bank and RBS Citizens. Can you just explain the difference there between the Citizens Bank and RBS Citizens for those who may not know?
Sure. RBS is our parent company, and they own 100% of Citizens Financial Group, and I'm actually an employee of the Citizens Financial Group, which is really the United States operation for RBS. RBS operates under a number of different brands. For example, on the commercial side, we operate here domestically as RBS Citizens. Because again, what we really want to impress upon not only the companies we do business with, but many of the companies that we're targeting, that we do have that global capability and we do have that global reach, so that as they start exploring and investing in new markets, we can grow along with them and we can help them.
That's great. Well, we can't thank RBS Citizens enough for joining the Business Journal and Biz Events and honoring these 5 honorees on December 6th at the most, so Legacy Awards. Is there anything else that you want to add as far as, you know, where you're headed in your future and anything more about these wonderful honorees?
Well, first with the honorees, I mean, on behalf of all of my colleagues here at RBS Citizens, and quite honestly on behalf of the Central New York community, thank you for your many contributions to ensure that Central New York will be viable for many decades to come. In terms of where our company is headed, I mean, we want to grow with the businesses that are here. We want to help nurture new businesses. We want to help companies reinvest in themselves. We want to help them identify opportunities globally to expand their footprint, to ultimately make them a stronger company. So I do want to thank you, Joelle, and the Business Journal and Biz Events for providing us this opportunity. We're pleased and honored to be a partner with you on this project.
Well, same here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.